Most card tricks fall apart when a spectator freely selects their card at any number. This one doesn't. In fact, once the number is selected, you would count right down to it. Watch closely. In a moment, I want you to choose any card. No forcing, no influence, just pick the one that feels right for you. I'm going to spread the cards out like this. Pick whichever card that you want. Let's say this card here. Take a look at this card and commit it to memory. All right, hopefully you got that. Put it on off to the side like this. Now I'm going to take the rest of the deck and continue shuffling the cards. And whenever you feel like throwing that card in my shuffle, just go ahead and do that. Let's say here, take this card, throw that right in, and we'll shuffle it somewhere into the center. We can even give the deck a couple of cuts to really make sure that we lose it somewhere. From this point, this trick is known as card at any number. So I'm not going to touch the deck anymore. I want you to say any number out loud. And just to keep things easy, maybe between 1 to 20. 8. Okay, check this out. You take the deck now, and you're going to deal off 8 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the card at the 8th position, what was the card you selected? King of Hearts? Well, check it out. Here we have the 2 of Diamonds. That wasn't your card. You said 2 of Diamonds? No, okay. We weren't even close. Okay, I think I know what went wrong. There has to be some level of magic that comes from inside you in order for this to work. So this requires a magic breath, because you really want to push your breath onto this card with magic. So I'm going to hold the deck like this. I want you to breathe on top of the cards, give it a nice solid blow, and think of your card as you're doing that. Ready? Go for it. Okay, that was pretty intense breath. Good work. What's going to happen now, again, you take the cards and deal off, what was your number? 8. Deal off 8 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the card at the 8th position is your selected King of Hearts. Insane. This effect is called the magic breath from the Encyclopedia of Card Tricks. Garlic. Kind of old school, but when framed correctly, it looks like a pure miracle. Now grab your deck and I'll show you how it's done. The beauty of this trick is that it's not about the speed, it's not about heavy sleights, it's all about the build and how you perform, which makes it perfect for any beginner to really master their performing skills. So here we go. All we need to make this happen is a deck of playing cards, no setup, nothing else really needed. To begin, I like to have the spectator go ahead and shuffle up the cards. And I like to give a little bit of insight on what they're going to expect in this trick. We're going to have them pick out any card they want. It's going to appear at any position of their choosing. You want to build out the entire story for this trick, otherwise it's not going to have as big of an impact. So I like to begin by having the spectator shuffle. Once they've shuffled up the deck, they can pick out whatever card they want. And I really focus a lot on the build so that it's one thing, give it a beat, something else, give it a beat, and then work up to that final reveal, because that's what's going to knock them dead at the end. We have any card selected. In this case, we have the 6 of Spades. The 6 of Spades, ultimately where this has to end up is on top of the deck. So you can make this happen in several different ways. Now I know I said this is very beginner friendly. The way that I did this personally, you can of course choose whatever method you like. I'll talk about a beginner method in a second. The way that I did this is I'm doing an overhand shuffle like this. Wherever the spectator throws the card in, let's say here, we're going to take that 6 of Spades, put it here, and now I'm going to do what's known as an in jog. So I'm going to take my thumb, pull this back, and continue doing an overhand shuffle. But the thing is, I know where the spectator's card is because of that in jog, and now what all I can do is push down and forward on this card and cut at that point to get the spectator's card up to the top. Now, if you're not comfortable doing that, a very easy way to show the card being lost somewhere into the center of the deck is just to do a false cut. And my favorite false cut is doing something like this. It looks believable, completely fake. Or if you're very new, an easy thing that you can do is you take the cards like this. This is known as a biddle grip. Thumb on the bottom, middle ring finger on the top. You're going to take your index finger now, split the deck like this. You're going to use your index finger of the left hand or your non-dominant hand. Take it from the back here, spin it around like this. This is a bit more difficult. Spin it around like this. Or if you really want, you can just take it and grab like this. Take this packet from underneath, bring it over and place it down on the table. Take the rest of the cards, put it down on the table. So up to speed doing this method, it looks like this, or doing it with the other one. There we go. So this is the swing cut here. and this is the swivel cut. I just feel like the swivel cut looks a bit more believable, but it's just a little bit more flashy. And personally, again, I would do this, or I would give the deck a shuffle, right? So you can choose whatever method you want, just maintain that card on top of the deck. Now here's where the build happens. You say, we have a card selected, we lost it somewhere in the center. This is a card at any number. Go ahead, you can take the deck. You want to maximize interaction with them. They can go ahead, take the deck, pick out any number that they want. Let's just say, to keep things easy for us, they say 5. So they count one, dealing one card on top of the other. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Very fair. You have them take a look at this card, or you lift it up yourself, and you're gonna ask them what's their card. They're gonna say 6 of spades. At the same time, and I think this really makes it funny, at the same time, you're looking at this card, and as they're saying 6 of spades, or as they're saying their card, you're gonna say what this card is. So they're saying 6 of spades, say ace of diamonds. You're like, wait, what? And then you reveal this card, this is ace of diamonds. You're like, wait, that's definitely not it. So you put this card down. I take the rest of the remaining cards, put it on top of the deck, and then I take this card. You can do it however you'd like. You can either return this on top. I like to pretend to lose this somewhere in the center of the deck. So I like to put this in like the 2nd or 3rd position. Just make sure you put it before the spectator's selected card, which is the 6 of spades at this point. But again, you can also just put it back on top. You can do it however you'd like. And if you want to give the deck a false cut at this point, you have the full freedom to do that as well. So now you say, okay, this trick is known as the magic breath. I think that's the step we missed. So performance-wise, build it however you'd like. Take this deck, give it a nice little blow. If you're not comfortable with people blowing on your hands, get used to it. But seriously, from this point, the trick is self-working. They give the deck a blow, they say their number again, 5, they deal it out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and of course that's gonna be their selected card, because all that really happens in this trick is that the card starts on top, we deal, that reverses the order, we deal again, and obviously that last card is gonna be their selected card. Let's talk about performance real quick. You want this trick to come across as total freedom. That's what's really gonna make it hit hard. And as always, try not to rush things, because if you give it a beat here and there, for example, as they're dealing, have them deal out the card slowly. Or if you're dealing, you deal out slow and you get a bit slower as you approach their card before doing that final reveal. You want to really build in those beats between the different parts, whether it's selecting their card, losing it in the center, because again, that makes the build. That's what's going to give the biggest impact when you reveal finally at the end. If you do all that, then the impossibility, here we go, is going to build it. Okay, it's going to build. Okay, here we go. It's going to build itself. First try. And that's the magic breath. Simple, deceptive, and effective. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button so that I know that you want to see more videos just like this. And if you want to support what I do beyond YouTube, check out the description. Appreciate you, love you, see you soon.